There were a couple of things I learned on this road trip. I drove 1,000 miles from Chicago to Michigan and back, and at the end, there was something unexpected that happened that I think you should stick around to check out. Now, I do want to clarify that everyone's on a different level of learning here, so some stuff that might sound like common knowledge may not be common knowledge to someone who's not into EVs, who's never really seen EVs. So I think I'm hoping that this will be kind of a learning lesson for everyone, and it'll be helpful at the end. And if you could, let me know what you guys think and leave a like if you did find this video helpful. Here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Are you looking for a way to protect your Tesla Model Y's interior from dirt, mud, and water? If so, then you need the TEsle floor mats. These mats are custom made to fit your Model Y, and they're made from durable materials that'll last you for years to come. In case you're concerned, these 3D mats are made by environmentally friendly recyclable durable material. All cargo liners are completely non-toxic, safe, and odorless. They're also non-slip, so you don't have to worry about them moving around while you're driving. If you're looking for a way to protect your Tesla's interior, the TEsle floor mats are the perfect solution for you.
3D mats are probably the first accessory I'd recommend if you're going on a road trip. And no, this part is not sponsored. You can get the TEsle ones, those are the perfect fit, but they do cost a pretty penny. So there are alternatives on Amazon, like the one I recommended or the one that was sponsored. And you really can't go wrong with any of them. I do have another pair here. And really, the main reason why they're better than the carpet floor mats is because the carpet floor mats take a while to clean, or they're not as easy to clean compared to the 3D floor mats that are just plastic. You can just take one floor mat out and flip it over, and all of the dirt just goes away, or most of it, and whatever's left over, you can just use a hose to get rid of the rest. It's really simple. Not to mention it looks and feels kind of cool, or kind of nice. The second thing you're going to want to do is make sure auto steer is enabled. If you go into settings, autopilot, and then auto steer is right here. I had it on traffic aware cruise control. Now if you turn this on, this is currently in beta. It didn't cost me anything extra, and I pressed yes. Basically what this does, it's like cruise control, but it keeps you in one lane when you're on the highway. That's really convenient. It'll also slow down and come to a stop if cars ahead of you also slow down and come to a stop. Now the reason why it says auto steer and not autopilot or anything else is because this will not slow down on traffic signals or stop signs, so keep that in mind. But this thing is so useful when you're driving. It makes driving a lot easier, like 10 times easier. It's a breeze. You feel less stressed out. You can relax a little, especially if you want to just grab a cup of water or something, or like clean your hands for whatever reason. So it's nice. Even with just cruise control on, it was still nice. It's able to slow down when other cars slow down, but you still have to keep it in one lane. Even with cruise control off, it's still very easy to drive. One of the biggest reasons being it has such a low drag coefficient, which means there's less wind resistance, and you feel that when you're going 70, 80, or even 90 miles per hour. It can still feel like you're only going 50 or 60 miles per hour, since there's less wind resistance. Alright, so we stopped for charging. Just after like 180 miles, I had to charge this. It was at like 22%. I mean, when I left, it was about 89%, so I guess not bad, all things considered. And fast charging is pretty dope too. Okay, so a couple hundred miles later, my hair is messy. But besides that, I'm at another SuperCharging network. It feels like, I don't know, it kind of stinks just going here because our night was not ruined, but we weren't able to really do much because we had to charge here. It is what it is. That's probably the biggest limiting factor about road trips, is that you're gonna have to schedule a decent amount of time for SuperCharging. And one cool thing I was just gonna show is that I love this undercarriage here. It just gives so much more space to put our stuff here, some drinks, and there's just a lot of space back here. It's amazing. I know this is dirty, unfortunately, but yeah, I'll have to try to fix it on my own time. But yeah, only downside so far is just the SuperCharging. You gotta make some extra time. I guess that's has to be expected, but still, just, I don't know, just actually being here and having to wait is just a little unfortunate. Oh yeah, one other thing. This windshield wiper just goes crazy. It's on both sides, goddamn. Yeah, the windshield wiper is crazy. It just makes it really dirty. I don't know why, I gotta figure that out. And then there's a lot of dead insects on here up front. Just small things here. Alright, so just got in the car,
It is so hot in here. There's no sunshade on here. It's because of this panoramic view. They should have had some sunshade that was pre-installed on here or included with it. I mean, to buy it separate is just kind of silly. Yeah, that's really the biggest gripe I have. So that's another downside here. But we'll see how the day goes. We'll see how quickly it cools up. And I lost some range overnight, like about 3%. But Sentry mode was on overnight, so I guess that makes perfect sense. So no harm, no foul. All right, so I'm a little impressed with how many supercharging stations there are just by going through everywhere. There's like a charging station every like 50 or 100 miles. It's really impressive. I kind of got used to the supercharging station. It's normally by Myers here in Michigan. So every Meijer I go to, I just take a bathroom break or grab a snack, and it kind of works out. And if you charge it all the way, it takes a really long time. But if you do it for like 10-15 minutes, then you'll get most of it charged. But I want to get it completely charged so that I can easily go anywhere I need to. If you're just going to wait in the car instead of going inside a store or a Meijer that's nearby, that's fine. There's a couple of things you can do. There's a couple of tools or even games you can play and watch videos. Like I had Netflix on, and I know that you can play Netflix on it before I even got the car, but I never really learned to truly appreciate how nice it is to have like kind of front row seats on a 15-inch screen with the AC popping out towards you. It's just something about it just feels perfect in the car. It's really nice. Also, make sure you have some wipes with you or take this to a car wash after. Look at how many insects have been killed. This is so nasty. Even on top here. The second hardest thing was cleaning this up after the road trip. There were so many dead insects on here. Probably because there's no grill, it makes it a little worse than others. But at the same time, it took forever to clean it up. Not even all of the insects are out at this point, even after going through a car washer. So that's the unfortunate thing. And worse yet, as I was cleaning up the front, I noticed there was a part of it chipped off on the bottom. I was devastated when the paint got chipped off. Now, there was a small solution I got thanks to this company sending this out, the Turo AZ, the touch-up paint for Pearl White Multicoat. I tried this on here, and it did do its job kind of, because from a distance you can't really notice it. It all looks white. Close up, it's still noticeable. It's more like a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid more than anything, because you can still kind of see it if I go in, but it's better than just like this gray area just chipped off. I don't know. I wish there was something better, but this will do. By the way, this is just like dirt on the side here. So basically all I did was just take this out and just press a little bit on the paint, and the paint started coming out, so I don't want to put that on there. So yeah, it's really easy to understand and use. But again, this won't completely resolve it. It's more like a Band-Aid, as you can tell here. Not the perfect job, but again, this is the best thing I'll get. I think my favorite feature outside of driving has to be the Sentry mode. That thing is so clutch. Wherever I'm at, as long as I have an internet connection, I know that I can be safe wherever I left my car. Because, you know, this is not a cheap car. And I tend to get a little anxious wherever I park, even if I park far away or if there's people that park near me. So it's really nice to have that feature to be able to see it whenever you want to on pretty much all corners. That's really nice. Just the app in general, there's so much you can check, you can do on there. Turn on climate control, heat up the seats, whatever you want to do. It's all on the app, and I think that's incredible. I think if other cars haven't done that, it's about time they do it. Overall, my experience, I would say, is great. I don't have any regrets. Besides the small range issue and going to superchargers pretty frequently, or I felt like it was a little frequent because I had to go every 2-3 hours, but you kind of get used to that at the end, and you also adapt. We as human beings, we tend to adapt to things. Nonetheless, I think that even despite all of that, my experience was incredible. I felt less stressed when driving,